I want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to my sponsor, P2 Collectibles, located at 204 East McGalley Road in Muncie and on eBay as well. So next time you're here in Muncie, let us know. Come give us a visit.
What is up, y'all? This is Alex from Plus 3 TCG coming at y'all with one of my favorite decks of all time, if not my favorite deck of all time. Step aside, Super Heavy Samurais. Madolches have got the support they need now, so I can play with these more. Now that we have Glass Souffle, things get a little bit better. We don't get any additional extenders. You could argue this is potentially an additional extender, but it's not what the main deck needed. The main deck needs some help. Maybe another level 3 that's good or something like that. I don't know why these are switched up. Anyways, we are playing 3 Madolche Mageline. This should go without saying. Best card in the deck. Second best card in the deck. Pitching Sasor. This card's pretty much shut down after turn 2 because you're most definitely going to have monsters in the grave. Yes, you do shuffle cards back into your deck, but not all of your monsters. In most occasions, unless you open badly. 3 Angeli, 2 Hootcake, just not as good this format, or just in Master Rule 4 in general. Just normal summoning this does nothing unless you went second and had a hand trap. 2 Message Gelato, and 1 Pudding Sis. So these are all the Madolches, and that is kind of what is wrong with the deck. If you want to say there is something wrong with this deck, there are not a lot of starters. These are your 9 starters, and these in and of themselves are 1-card combos. So that's cool and all, but these cards, drawing them, are butt, and that is why you don't see the kitty cat in here. Mew is just not that good anymore, especially when you have to open up one of 6 cards outside of the 2 of Mew that you would play. So it's just not worth playing anymore, I don't think. Comment down below if you beg to differ, but I don't. 2 Pot of Extravagance. This is arguably why this deck is comfortable with running the low amount of engine cards that it is. You should probably be playing 3, but I just couldn't get my hands on 3. It is an amazing card. Draws you 2 cards, and because your Madolche, see, even right there, I was going to say Madolche Extra Deck. It's because your Extra Deck is so filled with Madolche monsters, and that's pretty much your only play. It doesn't really matter what your Extra Deck is for the most part, as long as you're playing a lot of Madolche monsters. And because this card says you can't summon anything except Madolches the turn that you summon this card or activate this card. Pot of Extravagance is just another really good card to kind of go in tandem with that. Just like I said, the Extra Deck is full of Madolches. We're playing 1 Chateau and 1 Ticket to round off the extenders. You don't want to open these. I mean, like, Chateau is arguably one you kind of want to open because it does set your plays off if you get into your Madolche regular plays. Honestly, opening either one of these is not terrible, but opening it by itself is a brick, so it's just an extender that is an engine piece, and you absolutely need it, but you don't ever want to see it. The rest of this deck, however, is just defensive cards. 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 2 Ogre, 2 DD Crow for the hand traps. This helps your Salamangreat matchup, definitely your Orcus matchup, hitting the Symbol Skeleton. Ogre for Sky Striker. I don't know if they're as prevalent. Who am I kidding? I'm just trying to wish that into existence. Sky Striker is still alive and well. They just have to put a lot more value on Kagare. I feel like that should be kind of inherent. And then Veiler for combo and Ash because it stops most things. Call by the Grave, 3 of them things. 2 Twin. 3 Gozen because everything you summon is going to be Earth. Your entire Extra Deck, Earth. Except for a couple monsters, but you're arguably never going to summon those. They're just there to look good. 2 Strikes, a Judgment, and a Warning. Because this deck, it needs setup, but it only needs a 1-card setup. Like I was saying, it has a lot of 1-card combos. 9 1-card combos. And you kind of need those to go through, so if you can't make this, like, wombo combo board, then I guess you're kind of just expecting to slowly set up, which honestly isn't the most ideal, but man, when you get these Madolche cards going, they are very good. To the extra deck, finally have it. Madolche Teacher Glass Souffle. They did us dirty by making this a rare. Good job, Konami. But its effect is absolutely amazing. It's an Earth level 4, or Earth rank 4 fairy. 2 level 4 Madolche monsters. Quick effect, you can detach one material from this card, then target one Madolche monster on the field. This turn, that face-up monster is unaffected by monster effects except its own. If Madolche card is sent to your grave while this card is on the field, this is the best part. You can shuffle up to 2 cards from the graveyards into the decks. Yes, any 2 cards from the graveyard. And for those of you who don't know the interaction with Glass Souffle and the field spell, if you have a hand trap in your graveyard and you want to shuffle 2 cards in the grave, you can shuffle that hand trap into your deck, and then instead of shuffling it there, add it back to your hand. So, very good card. 3 of those. If you're not playing Extravagance, you probably only need to play 2. Queen Tiramisu. Once again, if you're not playing Extravagance, you probably only need to play 2 of these. Arguably even 1, because when you make 1, usually good. And the only reason I'm playing 3 is because it is our win condition. This is, I would argue, one of the baddest bosses ever. Non-targeting spot removal, very good. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, step down. Only 2 Chocolate a la Mode. You could argue you would want to play 3 of these. However, the only time you're really making this is if you opened pretty well. And if you open pretty well, and if you didn't open Extravagance, then essentially you're all right, because there's no risk of banishing both of these. However, with Extravagance, there is a risk of banishing both of these because we're only playing 15 cards, and you're banishing, I think, what is it, a third? Yeah, a third of your, over a third of your extra deck. So take that into consideration. I don't necessarily think you need to play multiple Chocolate a la Modes. If you weren't playing Extravagance, you would only play 1 of these. And 3 Sistart, because this card is the card you're making first. In most examples, you're going to be making this, then this. And if you can make a decent combo, then you should be able to also make this. And that is, honestly, I think that this is where Hookay comes in, where you could make, not Hookay, where Mew would really help out good hands, but it's only going to make bad hands worse, and that's why I didn't play it. I don't think you should either. And then we have these 2 monsters. We're playing these because they are Earths, and that is pretty much the end of that. We only play these because they're Earths, and 4 goes in. For some reason, if you feel the necessity to summon Saryuja. Honestly, these are just flex spots. These can be anything. You could play 3 Mrs. Radiant and another Chocolate a la Mode if you wanted to, just to keep things a little more synergized. So there's almost no way you're ever gonna banish a Chocolate a la Mode. You can just replace one of these, and then fuck it, play 3 Saryuja if you really want to flex. I don't know. Like I said, it doesn't matter because these are the only cards you will be summoning in this deck. I honestly have never summoned these ever, so take that as you will. If you want to play another Chocolate a la Mode, go ahead. I don't necessarily think it's going to hurt anything. You're just going to make sure that you don't banish your Chocolate a la Mode, which you're probably not going to summon very often. But that's the Madolche deck. Amazing, fun deck. Not the most competitive in the world. Like I said, we don't have a ton of starters. It's kind of, and we don't even have a ton of extenders. It's just a deck that if you draw into one of these 9 cards, there's a really good chance that you're going to combo off. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below, y'all. I'm very excited to finally have Glace Souffle. Such a good card. Let me know down in the comment section below, y'all. This is Alex from +3 TCG, signing out.